Hey man. Alright, sweet. For those who are watching, please subscribe to Ultimate Greatness. Certainly, he makes great content as well. I don't know when Lockie's gonna stream, so I'll end it once he streams. Oops.
Alright, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. For those who are watching, please subscribe to Ultimate Greatness. Shout out to him. He makes great
I
content.
have to hop on my other headphones.
I can hear you perfectly. So apparently, I heard that Tom Lynch might be joining North Melbourne as a player coach.
Alright, you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Alright, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear, man.
Yep, alright, all good.
I don't know if he's going to stream tonight or not, Lockie, so I think he would be, but I don't know, cause I think once he streams, I'm just gonna end it, and that way I can watch it.
Yeah, all good. Just using my second button to kind of get the right volume and stuff. Alright, should be all good now. Yeah, so, I don't know when he's going to be on, but I'm sure he'll be on at some point.
Yeah, I think he will be.
Because he confirmed it for Monday, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was either 7 or 7:30.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It does depend on when Luke was getting on too.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Inside easy. Yeah, because I do have questions to ask Luke as well.
Mm.
That you know, should we let Mason Cox go to Brisbane? Um, probably depends on, what offer that we can get for him. Because I know that Essendon as well are interested in him.
Yeah. Well, the question is, do you think he brings in value? Like, do you think that he brings in any worth?
No, I don't think he does.
So
The
I
year
guess
that he's
that
had
answers your
this
question
year,
then.
no. I think if we're going like 2018, 2019 form, yeah, I think he would.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, it's the same thing I said about Star Bottom yesterday, is that it can, it's not always the case, but like, whenever you get to 30, whenever you have your next, like, bad game, like, there's so much, how do I put it, there's so much at stake when you're, just trying to see if I can, understand. Hopefully a bit better. Um, yeah, so when it comes to someone being at his age, which I'm pretty sure he's 30, um, when you have a bad season, it really amplifies more than it should, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Um,
and
but
it sucks with that too.
but
Like
I
it,
think but I think Sidebottom is probably the more positive one out of it. But I think Cox is he's probably not fully cooked, but at the same time he's about as you know he's basically if he's not there he's not far away. Where I think Sidebottom's got at the very least Sidebottom's got at least 2 to 4 years of very serviceable football. So um, with that being said, um, I think that's where everything will go.
yeah,
Is we'll keep
I'm really
Sidebottom, but
worried
then we'll get
about
rid of
him as
Cox.
well.
In what sense?
He cops a fair bit from our supporters.
He does, but unfortunately that's just how it goes.
Because there was one game I think against Geelong where he got injured, so he was playing for the pain, and one of our supporters was yelling out, and I was there with a friend of mine who I consider like a mother figure to me. She said, well, he's injured. I said, yeah, I know. The problem is, like, you're always gonna get people that are so critical of him. Other supporters would say, oh, he's played like one good game. When we know he's played more than that. He's
Yeah,
played
he's played more than one game.
like Queen's Birthday 2018. He absolutely killed it. The game against West Coast in the grand final, that third quarter in particular, where he
Yeah.
played.
Well, it's the same how people treated Cloak as well too. Like people think that Cloak's supposed to kick six every single week, and it's like that's not what a key forward does anymore. It was back in the 90s and before that, but that's not. Key forwards haven't been doing that consistently for at least, what, 20 years?
Yeah, at least. It all depends on what team you're playing against as well. Like, who doesn't have a good
Yeah.
defensive structure and system as well. So I think that's what it boils down to as much as anything. But like I really do worry the fact is like if he's got nowhere to go and we have to keep him, I wonder how that's gonna go with the
I wouldn't
fans
be mad
wanting.
if we keep him, but I just don't see us keeping.
No, I
That's
don't
the
as well. I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm the same
yeah.
as you. I won't be mad about it. It's just that I think he needs to go. I think because the way that the coaching staff, that the way that we've played him, like we're playing him as a medical sub for fuck's sake against sport, and you go, well, why would you do that? If you're gonna play him, you play him against a taller defence. Like a St Kilda, like a West Coast, because at least with that he takes you can use it to your advantage, say kicking it up like on top of his head.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's where all that was.
Hey Tom, how are you, man? Shout out to Ultimate Greatness as well. Check out his channel. Makes great content.
Yeah, Tom's already subbed on. Yeah, Tom's already subbed. I think he was in the chat before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty sure you subbed, haven't you, Tom? Yeah, but no, like as I was saying yesterday, when you get to that age of 30, when you have when you have a bad season, it sort of amplifies.
Oh, it does.
And for good and bad reasons, because it can show, okay, well this guy's getting old, but you can make do with that. You can work around it. That's why we've had people,
No, you can.
Thingo that just retired from Hawthorn, Burgoyne. Burgoyne went till he's what, 38?
Yeah.
So it's not it's not impossible to be old and play well. It's just that obviously when it comes to time versus player, time is undefeated in that bracket. That doesn't mean that someone that has a bit of age, because 30 is not super old. Like,
no, it's not.
We shouldn't be getting into the mindset of like 30 is like grandpa age or anything like that. But it is when you start to decline. So it depends on how much do they have left to offer, and I think that's what the question should be, instead of, oh, this dude's at 30, he's not going to be good enough anymore, let's get rid of him, sort of thing. That's, to me,
Could Pendlebury play until he's 37, 38? Ooh.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially,
especially
yeah.
With the way Pendlebury, especially with the way he plays, like, and if we have a good enough midfield around him to make sure that he doesn't get too many hits, and we don't treat him as a main forward, there are ways to get it done and to get him to play till 37, 38. Because especially as well, Pendlebury's always been known for always being consistent and always being there too, so I would imagine that he would do that at the end of his career too. But then as well, like injuries play a part in it too. You get a couple of injuries and you start getting a bit worried and things like that. But yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely not impossible.
He still looks pretty fit and moves, and the move in the pack well. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Like I really do. Like I see it happening is.
And it's just the way he plays also. The way he plays also suits really well to someone that is older as well, or that is older as well too.
Yeah.
Just that slow but efficient type of a style that he has.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's like I think a 2-year deal would be good, but I just hope that he can still keep keep going as well. And if we need to put him somewhere else, we can play him across half back. We can play him up at the half forward line, and he doesn't really need to do too much.
No. Well, yeah, we can play him as a third tall. Hell, we can put him at half back. Like, you know, especially if he can keep his disposal efficiency up there. There's nothing stopping him. There's nothing stopping him from, you know, being elite with the ball.
No, that's it. Like it's all that matters. Yeah. That's why I can sort of agree with Matt Rendell on that. Play him as a half or flank or across half back, because in that way, if we need to go to him, like during games, oh yeah, definitely.
He's not wrong when he says, we don't need Penderbury in the midfield. Like we do, but we don't. If that makes any sense. Like we do because we need his experience. Because I think there's no one that's either on par with Penderbury's leadership and the way he leads too, because he leads from the front. That's the type of captain he is. We don't have anyone that's really. The closest one we have is probably Adams in that front, but maybe that's the thing that Adams goes into next year with, and that he takes that part of his game to a whole new level. That could potentially be a thing. But there's a lot of, you know, questions that need to be answered when it comes to those things.
I don't know if anyone else is ready to take Pendle's spot in the midfield. What's
that?
I don't know if anyone else is ready to take Pendle's spot in the midfield. If that makes sense. So
yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, we have the guys there, they're just not ready yet.
Because we can't rely on these kids now. Because obviously it takes time. Like, the media's going to be saying, oh, you know, we need to start playing Pendles in the midfield now. You know, these kids aren't fully developed. So I think we need to start making good decisions now with our list and get some experience around these kids, just trying to help them out. Because we can't just rely on just kids, because as we know, like, it takes longer to rebuild by having just kids.
Yeah.
And that is the fact.
Yeah, you always have to balance the experience with the leadership. That's always been a thing.
Because once I've heard how Pendles and Sidebottom have a couple of years left, once their time's up, that's it. Like, these kids gonna have to start performing up, like stepping up to the plate and performing well. Thoughts on John Noble? Ooh.
Noble's there for depth. He's in a list where we have no injuries. He doesn't get a game.
John Noble.
Yeah. Because I think Queen is ahead of him. Who else? I reckon we're going to get Patrick Naish in. He's that sort of guy that can probably be like could be potentially a small defender. But can also go into the midfield if he builds up his body. I reckon they're going to trial Noble in a whole bunch of places this year. I reckon, because was it the Eagles game where him and Sidebottom were just tearing West Coast apart?
Yeah.
And they were both playing on the wing or something. So he's got a lot of versatility. So our back line is probably our most stacked position and our best position in terms of talent.
I think it's that
So
forward line that we might need. I think
yeah,
bit of support. The midfield, I think it's fine. But it's mainly our forward line. Like we really do need a tall player that we've got to target. Like having Cox in a forward line 2018 was good, but the problem was, I think we were sort of struggling in that forward line, and when it wasn't working, that was a downfall in some of the games that we lost. So I think now that, considering that,
well then, Tom, my question would be to you is that, because when it comes to it, like for me personally, my back six would be also, well, back seven technically with the interchange spot, is you obviously have Darcy and Roughhead as the keys. Then your back pockets, you've got Howe and I've got Trey Roscoe in the back pocket, and then I've got Maynard and Chris in there. So when it comes to that bench spot, it's out of either Quainer or Noble. And personally, I'd pick Quainer over Noble. And then also, I would also put Quainer on the bench too, because there's also rumours going around that we're trying to give him midfield time as well. So we're going to rotate Crisp, Maynard, and Quainer all through the midfield. So, that's already naming 7 players without even naming Noble. Then you look at your midfield. Noble's got a bit of speed on him, but he doesn't necessarily have a lot of height. And in the marking contest, he's probably not going to win you many one-on-ones. So guys like Hoskin Elliott's probably going to take a one wing. You've got Lipinski. When we get him, he'll take up the other wing. Do you know off the top of your head, Kev, how tall Lipinski is? Because I looked it up, but
I'd say he's about 170, I think.
187. So there you go. That's pretty tall considering for a wingman.
That is pretty tall.
So yeah, so you got Lipinski on the other wing. You got Taylor Adams in the centre, and then you got Brody Grundy, Ruck, Canterbury on ball, and then DeGoey on ball. And then in the forward line, you've got the thing. This is my personal take on it, because we have two forwards that are basically considered third talls.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is to have both of them in, so we have that third tall playing, so a third defender will be on him. But use the second tall and it basically makes that second tall sacrifice his role. But if that second tall can then make something of himself throughout that game, you can probably get a bit of success out of that. So
for sure.
I would go Kruger, Checkers, and I would go AJ. And Tom, if you don't know anything about AJ, look up some of his highlights from Stir, because man, he's going to be such a good talent. And then what's that? So you got 3 there, and then if we pick up Stengel will be in the pocket, Elliot will be in the other, and then Johnson will be on the bench. So you got Stengel and Elliot in the pockets, and then you got Ollie Henry and Sidebottom on the half-forward flanks, and then I had Josh Dacos, Nick Dacos, Quainer, and who did I have?
Hi, Bella.
I'll have to have a look at the other.
Tom says he'll have him on the bench, in my best 22.
Which one?
Noble.
Potentially he probably will play round one because I'm sure we're going to get injuries and there's going to be people that are. Who am I missing? Oh
I
yeah,
think.
AJ.
Yeah.
So you got AJ on the bench and Quainer and Dacos and both Dacoses because it'll be, or maybe you can put Dac. Oh. Actually, that's the thing. Where, in terms of a starting lineup, where do you put Dacos? Like Nick Dacos?
On the wing,
Do
I
you,
think.
because I'm just wondering, is he too qualified to be on a half-court flank? But then again, you've already got Ollie Henry on the flank, so you probably don't want to have too little experience around that mark. And you've already got, if you put Kruger at centre half forward, you've got Sidebottom, Kruger and Ollie
Well,
Henry.
Tom goes, I'll have Cruiser full forward Lipinski with Dacos, and he has Nick Dacos playing up at half forward. Oh, fuck, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because personally, it's interesting because we're not going to know how ready he is. And don't get me wrong, in saying that, Nick Dacos will be ready round one. There's no doubt in my mind he'll be ready, but it's a matter of, do we put him right in the middle from the start, or do we give him, say, 6 games to, say, half forward, just to give him a bit of a, a slow introduction? There are a few ways you can go about it, but
If he's right in the midfield, I think he got to play in the midfield. But if you play him at half forward and get him to start
well, he's
slowly,
still a kid, and I mean, he's. You do look at him, and he's not a lanky sort of type. Like it seems like his body's sort of ready, somewhat ready for AFL level. But in saying that, like, I don't know, you don't want to like
put too much
not
pressure on the
put
kid.
pressure on him, but yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to put too much pressure on him at the same time too. So somewhere like a half forward is probably where they'll start him in round one. But maybe if it's like something that they do after the bye round or something like that, they'll put him in the midfield, give him a go. Because he is one of those types of talents to where, I mean, even if say someone like an Adams, say Adams goes down with an injury, maybe you put him on the wing and then put if like someone like a Lipinski is showing that he's a really good hard nut, you put Lipinski at centre and you put Nick Dacos on the wing. But then in saying that, you're completely not even talking about Josh Dacos, who's just as good. So it's selection headaches, but it's good selection headaches, and that's what makes good teams.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a saying that goes, what was it? The best 22 is the 22 you can't pick. Or something like that, something along those lines. Which basically means if you don't have selection headaches in terms of who's playing and who's playing in what spot, you like, because it doesn't, to win a premiership, it's the best 30 players that win a premiership, not the best 22 players. Actually, probably even more than 30 to be fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had the same thing, Tom. It looks like if he's going to go anywhere, it's probably going to be Brisbane. But it's out of Brisbane want either him or Casbolt. That's what Brisbane are looking after. So hopefully they choose Cox. Not sure. I think I heard something about the Saints, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I
But
think it's
definitely
more
know that
Essendon than
Brisbane are
anything.
interested.
I did hear about the Saints as well. I don't think they will be.
Mm. Well, why would that? Well, why would the Saints want Cox? Because, or maybe Ryder. Maybe they're not confident on Ryder.
Probably the
Maybe.
forward line at the moment, just relying on King. I think having's...
No, it'd be if because what's his name is that Marshall that does their rucking. So Marshall will do their ruck, and then normally Paddy Ryder that does the he's the ruck forward sort of thing, or forward that plays second ruck. But Paddy Ryder's had some injuries, so maybe they probably want a similar type, so maybe that's why they're going after Cox. So they probably use Paddy Ryder first, but if Paddy Ryder goes down, they've got Mason Cox to back him up.
Yeah, you probably might say that.
Yeah. Which
I
wouldn't
think...
be half a bad idea.
I think it's going to be interesting.
And also Trey Rusco signed a 2-year deal as well. And I think Cameron, it was a 2-year deal or an extension. I'm not sure which one, but he signed. He's going to be here for an extra 2 years. And what was the rookie? Chug. Chug's going to re-sign in the next day or two, and it looks like he'll get a 1-year extension.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see in the trade period as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some moves made. Whether if it's a popular one or not, we'll obviously figure that out, but... I don't know, some people are trying to tease the fact that, you know, we might be getting... It's not going to be as bad as what we had last year, but some people are trying to tease the fact that we could have something similar.
Oh, definitely.
So I hope not. Because there was a trade radio put out that we could have got it was like Will Kelly, Braden Sear.
Yeah, I've heard that was by some other website.
Yeah, it was yeah, and then it was like for like 2/3 and a fourth or something. Which I personally I wouldn't take that, because that's just... I think they didn't, especially because it was coming from Gold Coast too. Like, Gold Coast are known to overdo their draft. What's it called? They have the tendency to when they give up something, they give up too much for them. So if they say, for example, go out and get like a Lynch, SDR, and Will Kelly, you know, they'll pay overs for them to go and get them.
Oh, definitely.
Because that's just how they've been in history.
Well, Tom just.
Yeah, it was I think from memory it was like 2/3 and a fourth. And as I said, we need at least another third in there. And then in saying that, I would really hate to get rid of Kelly.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Because once Kelly gets some legs into him and some games into him, he's gonna be really good. Like he'll be once he gets up and running and has a couple of seasons where he's injury free, like he's gonna be easily worth an early or late an early second round or late first round if we're gonna put him up for a trade value. So the fact that maybe we're just gonna let him go for a third round, they're crazy.
Hopefully none of the South Australian talent gets homesick and not want to go home. Yeah, I tend to agree.
I think we're in pretty good stead. I think at the moment. The only reason why someone would be homesick is either something's not right in their own household, or if
But that's
or
what you
if
sign up for as well. That's what you really...
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but for those who get homesick, like, if you did not want to... 2 years isn't enough, personally, to go, oh yeah, I'm not feeling it. Like, you gotta give more than just 2 years.
I reckon it's at least 4. You got to give at least 4 years.
That's not, like,
Yeah,
I think...
I reckon if you give it 4 years, that's you only get
plenty
there and go,
enough.
at least you gave it a go. Yeah, at least I gave it a go if they're there for 4 years. 2 years just seems a bit sort of, you know, throwing the toys out the cot sort of thing. But no, for me personally, if Lynch, Sear, and Kelly are going, I'd probably want a first and second round for that personally. Like a uh, late to middle first round and like an early second round.
Yeah, Lynchside, Cox to Gold Coast for cheaper picks. Yeah, nah, that ain't happening. I'm not getting rid of Will Kelly. He's the father and son.
Well, not only that, but he's like talented too. But then again, you know, sometimes like trades like that can happen and they can bite us in the ass too. So,
Yeah, well, that's it.
you know, like if he stays injury prone, you know, then shit, that thing would look like a bargain at that point. But at this point, I'm confident he'll stay. He'll at some point in his career, he might have another injury riddled next year, but I think after that he'll be pretty good to go after that.
Oh yeah. Kelly will be a gun, but he's made of glass. Hopefully, not another Ben Reed. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, you don't want injuries like to Will Kelly that ruins his career, like a Ben Reed has late in his career as well.
He could be a glass man now because of his body too. Because he's only what 21.
At
How old is
least
how old is Will Kelly?
Will's pretty young.
Yeah, we only got him a couple of years ago. Yeah, he only just turned 21. So if he builds up his body strength and all that, he'll be able to cop more hits and he'll be more durable. So that can also play a factor too. You know, once he builds into his body and physically he's a lot more stronger and there's a bit more of him. He won't be as hard to also get injured as well too.
I think, yeah, I do want Will Kelly to work out as much as possible. I don't want to see him injured anymore. He played that one game last year, fractured his arm, or bastard. Yeah, and just missed out the entire
season. He did that in the
season.
last quarter too. That fucking sucked. Like he had such a good game, and just the whole entire time, because there was also the commentators were even saying it too. Of like, they were saying like, oh, it's so good this kid's got the ball and he's been injury riddled for so long. Oh, shit, he's just done that ankle. It's just like, god damn it.
Because he injured his hammies, didn't he? This year. No, he got injured this year.
Oh, I can't remember what it was. I know the Hawthorn one, he injured his elbow. The Hawthorn game, it was his elbow. He dislocated his elbow. But nah, give him another year or so and let him build into his body and he'll be fine. And yeah, give it a couple more years and he'll be worth the first round draft pick in terms of value at least.
Yeah, could have been his quad time. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that rings a bell actually. I do know it was his elbow that he dislocated in full. I know that for a fact. And if it wasn't his elbow, it was his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because I remember him coming off the ground and he was holding it, and like, I remember just being like, like I just felt shattered for him because it's just like this dude, this guy should be playing AFL football. Like, he shouldn't just be sitting on the sidelines doing shit all. Like, he deserves more than this. But sometimes that's just how some careers go. But as I said, I think it'll be a little bit different once he fills into his body and he gets a bit stronger.
Oh, I think definitely on that. And
Oh, is Lockie on stream?
I'll check.
No, he's not.
Maybe it's not happening tonight.
Alright, I'll send him a private message later and just see.
Because I can't message him on Twitter.
Yeah, you can. It's the envelope thing. You gotta go to his main Twitter page, and it's like a little letter. Because I know he has it, because I've messaged him from time to time.
think it was. I should search it up. I can only tweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a rule where I think there's a rule maybe that you have to have an account for a certain amount of days, like 30 days or something, before some features like unlock or something. Maybe that could be it.
Oh, I know that you can message him, but if he isn't streaming tonight, then I'll
Yeah, I'll send him a
continue.
message now. Maybe they're doing the stream, or maybe they're doing it, but as a as a recording only.
Cause he said get ready to have questions on Monday.
That's what I thought too. No, I'll send him a message.
They're foul. Sorry.
Oh, have you looked at highlights for Jared Cameron?
No, I didn't. I can't find it on the Twitter or anything like that.
I can probably put it on Twitter, or I can share the footage if you want. Do you want me to do that?
If you wanted to, yeah. Because I tried looking on Facebook and all the rest. It's
Alright, there's one there now, and two
maybe.
more coming. What was the question?
Oh, he's asked me if I'm getting a PS5. Maybe.
Is that maybe in terms of waiting until they're in stock, or maybe that?
Maybe I might be getting a PS5.
And there's this one.
That's alright.
Alright, last one is on there now.
I just... Nah, it's... That would have been lucky.
Oh, I haven't checked my Twitter to see if he's responded yet.
£112. 114. Had a good win. I'm gonna get a drink, I'll be back. If you haven't, please subscribe to Ultimate Greatness. Shout out to him. He makes some great content. Check him out as well.
Thanks, man.
That's all good, man.
Yeah, so all his highlights are up on yeah, so highlights are up. So if you wanna go watch them on Twitter, they're all there ready to go. You still there, Kev?
Hi, Brody. I'm okay, mate. How are you? Yeah, I just saw that. Just went and got a new drink.
I'm trying to find the Collingwood and Gold Coast trade scenario, so I know exactly what it was in terms of what they
It
thought
was a
needed.
couple cheap picks.
Yeah, it was like two thirds and a fourth, I think it was. No, I can't see it. Damn. I think there was one pick that was in like the late 20s. I think it was like 28 or 26. And then I remember there was another one that was like 54, and I can't remember what the other one was. Was there three picks or four picks for that one? The scenario was. There was definitely three players. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 players
Was it
for
four
cheap
picks?
picks. I sent it to you on Insta.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't two picks. At least three.
So we would pick up, we would get 43.53 in his 2022 future third rounder from Suns.
Oh wait. So what was the picks?
43.55 and the Suns third rounder.
Future third round.
Yeah. It's not even fucking worth it. 3
Yeah,
players.
no. Especially Kelly in the mix. No way.
he's played a few games for West Coast. He has too.
Yeah. Yeah, if he play, he wouldn't have played anything less than 20 games though. I don't think we've spoken about him too much, but what's your thoughts on Nash?
Oh, probably future third round, I think.
Well, Richmond delisted him, so we'll get him as a free agent. Delisted free agent. But in terms of how he plays, he could probably be a backup for like a Noble or a Quater.
Probably.
Um, I would say that he'd be an improvement over Chug. Just need to have some height down there. So with at the moment where things are people so oh so do we just have to wait a week before the trade period of free agency starts, or how does it work? Because I know we got to wait a week, but are we waiting a week for free agency to start, or is that already started?
Friday it will start. I think the talks are during the week, and then Friday it starts. Like it starts after the grand final, and then
Okay,
after
so free
that,
agency happens on Friday, and then what
yeah,
trades
the
Monday?
list of free agents, and then the rest is free agents. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't mind making it like if you had to make a video for, like, say, new players coming through or the potential players coming in.
Oh shit, yeah.
Would you do it as like a one-on-one? So each player would get their own video, or would you do it all in one?
You could potentially do it one on one, but or if you really wanted to talk about the potential players, you can do it all in one.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. He's just tweeted. It's going to be on Wednesday now. Apparently, he's been busy and some things come up, so
Oh, fair
yeah,
enough.
no problem. Yeah, it's always annoying when that shit happens because it's like, from his point of view, like all he'll be thinking about is like when you make good content. So the fact that he didn't deliver, like, he'll probably be feeling pretty shitty about that. So
I think people
yeah.
need to get over it.
Like, I think a little bit of it too is, I think, just because as a creator you think you're letting people down, but you're really not. But it's that mental sort of like battle that you have with yourself because you want to like make the best content possible, and
It,
there's
it's
like so much at stake, and you think it can go in so many directions, and
it's like with me today. Like I wanted to make content. Um, unfortunately, like, these things happen. Like something can pop up that you can't avoid. You know, so it's just
yeah.
like some people
Yeah, but
need
I
to.
think it's more coming to the in the form of like encouraging, or at least telling the content creator like, hey, like it's okay, you can chill.
Yeah,
Because that's the biggest issue is that we think as creators we can't chill. We have to be on edge 24/7, and that's not the case. Because I know I've gone through those phases.
I think with me, like if I wanted to do a video, I don't like being on the phone. So type things I won't answer the phone call at all because I want to make a video. Like it's the only day I can get out. I think because I'm grinding this out until I grow myself as much as possible. Um, I think that's what it could be as well because you can afford to perhaps get as much content out as possible, and you can put pressure on yourself as well doing it. I know I tend to do that. Like I put a lot of pressure on myself just to try and stream as much as possible. But it does come down to the point where you might want to save it for just videos only instead of streaming games or something like that.
Yeah. Well, even today I was thinking of streaming some like Kenna, but I'm gonna say I'm about halfway through the game, and I think if someone's just gonna watch it through a stream, they're not gonna like if I'm gonna do it, I'd rather do it from the start, not from halfway through. But I'm already halfway through,
Yeah.
so I was just like, yeah, I'll just do some AFL Evolution. That's just the easy way out in terms of it's safe enough to let people know me for it, and it's the way to go.
Oh, that's it. Like some people. Yeah, I had that too, man. About Buckley might be going to the jungle. But yeah, I think with content as well, like a lot of people don't realise that how much pressure you put on yourself to stream and make content for people. And I've had to say like, oh, you only do Collingwood related. So well, that's part of the reason why I did it. Is
Yeah, it's
because of
part of the
Collingwood.
passion.
Yeah, it's part of
Yeah.
my passion. Like I don't give a fuck what people
Well, no, it's
think.
the passion to make the videos. Like, if you're not passionate enough, you're not gonna last long in terms of making videos, because that's the main drive to make videos. You make videos on what you're passionate about. Like, that's just
Footy,
one-on-one
Collingwood.
YouTube content.
Yeah.
Or that's one-on-one YouTube sort of um that sort of mentality. As a yeah, you basically go off what you're interested in, and yeah, you don't want to come off as fake, so you don't do something that you're not interested in.
Oh fuck yeah. It's I think that's what people just gotta remember as well. Like, I'll make any content as possible. Look, I'm happy to do just normal content like my top 10 or top 15 favorite songs in a particular order. I'm happy to do that, but I try to get the Collingwood ones out first and footy ones out first because I love my footy. Like, if I go to the gym, if I can record, why not?
Well, a lot of it is self-inflicted as well, because yeah, we feel like we need to get things out ASAP, but then so that was what I used to do when I went like hardcore into it. So I went hardcore into it for a couple of years, maybe 3 years, and I was making like 30 videos a week, and it was somewhat easy content to make for sure, but like it was just less plays. But once things were happening in my life, I just sort of like just went, alright, well, things weren't really kicking off, and it was right when um, a lot of things were going for me in terms of just things in life. And
Oh
I
yeah.
thought, okay, well, I'm struggling at the moment, so I need to drop one thing. What's the most least important thing to drop?
I think with
And
me as well, like, I tend to make content but don't talk about it that much.
mm,
Like, for me, if I don't stream on YouTube like, for a few days, then I'll stream when I'm ready. Like, I've got other content to, other social medias as well that I can stream on. As well, it's just like, well, I'm not always going to be streaming constantly on YouTube.
yeah, so I'm just replying back to Lockie because he just responded back saying he just wanted to tweet and said thanks for.
It's at 30 days or something.
I'm not too sure. because I've been on Twitter for a while now. Because I mean, even like YouTube, like when YouTube started off to where it is, like it's put in so many features since it's ridiculous.
Alright. Because Troy Luke was the only one that was doing Collingwood content at the time. And I just thought...
I was doing Let's Play stuff. Well, because I didn't really see many people. I mean, I saw people do their tips, and I thought, yeah, it's a bit cheesy, but yeah, it's alright. And then I saw people do vlogs, and I couldn't do vlogs because of my work, because you know, and then also as well if I'm recording or anything like that, you know, I'm gonna be having clients with me.
Yeah, I can't record at work.
So there's, you know, privacy would be breached. There's a whole bunch of rules that I could potentially get sued for and all that stuff. So I just left it alone. But then, yeah, once I saw all the content that was like possible in terms of just the commentary type videos, which only really been around for
definitely.
I don't know, 2 years. Because it had been around prior to that, but it wasn't like, it wasn't, you know, it was every now and again, and it wasn't like completely obvious. Because if it was, I would have been doing this stuff a hell of a lot sooner. Like when I was doing my Let's Plays, I probably would have done all of the rape, all of type of stuff. Because I was, I was around when Twisty was basically starting up his stuff.
Yeah, I've seen his YouTube stuff. It's really good.
Yeah.
He hasn't streamed as much.
I've been a subscriber of Twisty 3 for like, God, like 8 years now. It was about that time, so like, yeah, somebody just had to push the cart for the cart to roll sort of thing once it started rolling. And then also like for me, like I'm always the type of person where I'm always head down in work.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Screw does a little bit of both. He does a little bit of podcasting, does a bit of, he does like opinionated videos, but yeah. Yeah, it's been happening like more and more in the community, so it's becoming more and more normal to do.
Oh shit, yeah. Cause you can do footy. I know with me, like talking about the women's and doing match day vlogs. Like I remember when I did them, I showed the game instead of showing like myself more. So I've learned when I've done it, when it's just me by myself, that I can have the camera towards me, and if I think that there is a chance that we can score, or this chance that the opposition can score, I'll show that as well, and then have the camera towards me, mainly because of that. So I've gotten better when it comes with that, as much as possible. And then that way I can talk about it as much as possible, but I'm hoping that when we are allowed to go to the footy again, and that there's no more bloody lockdowns and that sort of stuff.
That's gonna be such a surreal feeling, that I reckon. When we get that feeling again of like sitting in the seats and going to, because I'll go to every game. That's practically in Melbourne, obviously, but yeah.
Same here.
Not that I should get into it too much, but that's one of the benefits of my work as well. Because it comes under social interaction and social development, or social development of social skills. That's right. So I basically get to go to the footy.
I'm just going to charge and watch for a bit. I'll be back. Hang on. I'm back. 4 people in the chat. Yeah, I go to about all the games in Melbourne. Mine's on the way for MCG and Marvel. Doesn't look like my team will be playing basketball next season, so my coach has pulled out. So I'm able to, if I can go to a round 2 game on Thursday night, like why not?
Oh, actually, so when you play basketball, do you play in like a mainstream like competition,
I
or do
play
you
not all
do?
abilities league. It's a domestic competition. So
Okay.
it's mixed. It's all abilities
No, I know,
league.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I play in a couple myself. You're not the which stadium are you at?
Rebels in Cranbourne.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not my one. Because there was one in Hawthorne I used to go to, and they were just such terrible refs. So I just ended up leaving because I went there because I played in a footy team with a bunch of mates, and we all just got together as a footy side and said, hey, we all want to play basketball together. So we did that at Hawthorne, and God, it only lasted about 2 years, and then we just realised, yeah, these refs are shit. Because I just kept favouring other teams, and we had some like horrendous calls, like if you thought the umpiring was bad at the footy, like we had some bad ref calls at the basketball.
Oh yeah.
Like we had a dude go for a layup, and as when you when you go to hit a layup shot, you got to jump up, and when you jump up, you end up lifting up your knee.
Yep.
We had a player do that, and the ref just full on cracked it at him, saying, "Oh, don't you ever do that when you do a layup. I don't want to ever see you do that ever again." And we're confused because we're like, "What the hell's going on?" Because there was no one around him or anything. He just did a layup,
You're allowed to do
and
that.
he cracked the shit because he thought, "Oh, if a player was there, you could have hurt that player with your knee and all that stuff." And it's like, dude, there was no one even past half court. Like, what are you talking about? Like. And even then, it's like it was just just a casual layup with his knee slightly out. Like
Sometimes I'll
some of
have my
those
leg
refs,
up.
yeah, no, and like he full on was like, oh, if you do it again, I'm gonna report you and shit, as if it was like some like really like bad act. And it was just he just a layup he tried to do with, and he just lifted up his knee slightly. It's like,
Because you gotta
huh?
jump up in the air.
Yeah, yeah, but in doing that, you got to lift your knees as well.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
why I think it's stupid that you can get reported for that. I'll be saying, go fuck yourself, mate.
But he didn't report him in the end. He just threatened him by was saying that, oh, I can report you, but he never did. The dude was an idiot.
I would have reported that ref and said,
It's
mate, do you
literally,
even know how to play?
yeah. Yeah, well, you can't really say that with umpires because they can tell you to piss off pretty quickly, and then you can get tech fouls and all that stuff. So
But you can
they
still
do have
complain
power.
about them. I would say, oh, hang on a minute. I'll talk to your
Not
supervisor.
really, because he was one of those people where he was one of the ones from the start. So he had such a big what do you call it? A big sort of, he had like a reputation for being there for a really long time. So everyone liked him and stuff, except for us. But yeah, we only lasted a couple of seasons and then we just left because it was just every week there was always a couple of bad calls. It was just like we just literally just lost interest at that point.
So, yeah, it's just... Hi, gaming all night, my homie. Oh, fuck. How the fuck did I miss that?
Yeah, but no, like I've played in some sports where we've had some horrendous calls.
If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and also please subscribe to Ultimate Greatness, who makes good content. As well, check out his channel. Oh, fucking hell, I fucked that one up. Now, so, oh, stopped. I probably need to stop in the end. Oh, fuck, I got that one ticked. Got it. Oh, hey, Tommy boy. Yeah, I think that problem is when I had basketball, like on the Thursday nights, like if a game was on a Thursday night, I'd say, oh, we need you, we need you. And it's just like, well, oh, good block. Three? That's man, I got the two. Yeah, that sucks too. Especially if you got work, you can't afford to get injured. And they don't cover you for... Oh, Tom used to play footy but had to give it up because of work and
Yeah, I just read it.
injuries, yeah.
You know, there are, yeah, unfortunately, you know, sometimes situations, yeah, those situations happen. Yeah. But I mean, as long as, yeah, I'm sure you probably go to the footy or something, Tom, so sure there's like, you know, things where you can have, what's the word? Sort of, is it not replacement, but like sort of, you know, you can, you know, I'm sure maybe you like go to like the footy or something, and I'm sure that's like just as good as like playing, but yeah.
I used to do Ooh, shit. I used to work 2 jobs. Um, and basketball, footy, and going to the gym as well. So I never did like content, anything related to that. So if I did that as part of it, then that would have been interesting itself to see what people would have think of that as well.
I mean, I play three sports a year myself, like cricket, footy, and basketball. So, I, as a guy that's as big as I am, it does surprise a lot of people that I play 3 sports a year.
I used to play footy at school. That was pretty fun.
Might need to start playing again, mate, and start playing the footy competition feeder.
Oh, my mum won't let me. Oh, hell. Yeah, she won't allow it.
Even if it's equivalent like your old basketball. Because there's a footy competition that I play in called feeder. It's basically what the basketball is for yourself, but it's for footy. So it's a disability competition. So instead of playing basketball, you play footy.
Nah, she won't allow that. Oh, you catch a cold now, and then she's always been like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit. Like, I get to play in, at least I have a shower by playing in the rain. But that's the thing, like,
yeah, I was actually shattered because like we had to cut our season short, and we were actually looking pretty good this year too. So there was a chance we could have won it this year, and it was like the first time ever the club had a second team, like had a reserve team, and we were a chance to go all the way too.
it does suck when they've cut this season short as well.
Yeah. I was shattered because just knowing like how the team was and how we had gone like all season, it probably wasn't like guaranteed that we were going to win, but you know how when you just get that feeling that like there's something special about this season, like there's just something, you don't know what it is, but just something's going to happen and it's going to be really special. That was the type of feeling I had all year. And then yeah, I had to get cut short and I was so shattered.
Yeah, like, I do tend to think as well, like, how much
Yeah, I've torn my shoulder before, and I actually never till about a week later. That's a good story to tell. I was playing a cricket competition in where it was like a what was it? It was like a round robin tournament at Casey Fields in is it Cranbourne?
Yep.
I think
I
it's
know what
Cranbourne,
Casey
yeah.
Fields is. I go there a fair bit.
Yeah, so it was in Casey Fields, and basically we go there every year, and would compete, and there was a the first game because I was so cause, well I didn't know at the time, but I knew I was sore, but I didn't know I was like injured. And yeah, in the first game, I went to do like a reverse sweep, and as I like pulled down like my right shoulder, I found out. In the end, I found out that I actually tore it. But yeah, I tried to do like a. It was like a reverse. It was kind of like a mix between a reverse sweep and a reverse like switch hit, basically. And I was trying to run it down the fine leg because fine leg was just way too short and basically was fielding in the like inner circle. So I thought if I got to pass him, it was easily four. So I tried to do it, hit it, and I think I got four out of it. And yeah, so like it was um yeah, so I ended up going through the whole tournament with it. And then I had a basically like a physio that I saw like the next week because I was on physios. I had a physio on a weekly basis, and yeah, as she was basically doing her job, she basically halfway through the massage, she then goes to the shoulders and just one look at the shoulder, and she's just like, no, you got to check this out. Like this looks bad. And yeah, so I ended up going to the doctors about it, and like, mate, you've torn your shoulder. Like, are you sore? Like, are you hurt? It's like, because I was, I remember trying, remembering throwing the ball, the tennis ball to the dog at the time, and I was thinking, oh, geez, it's a bit hard to throw this ball, but I mean, it's not really that painful, but it's painful though. Because I've never really been one to like, I don't know, sook when I've been injured. Like, I've always had like a laid back attitude about those things. And then yeah, I went to the physio, and she's like, yeah, no, this is bad. You got to go check it out. And yeah, got scans, and turns out I tore my shoulder.
I'm the one that I know with me. I'm
Actually, Tom, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Because the fact that you mentioned that you played for Ringwood, I actually played there in juniors. Like, I played in the juniors there. Oh God, how long ago is it now? About 6 years ago? No, it'd be more than 6 years.
I'm really tough when it
I
comes
think
to
it's
pain
like eight,
tolerant.
maybe.
Like if
What's
I'm
that,
hurt,
sorry?
I'm hot. I'm pretty tough when it comes to pain tolerant. Um, like I
I'll
hate
play through. I'll
band-aids.
play through a fair bit. I mean, I've had an ongoing back issue for over a decade at this point.
He's 29.
Yeah, so you would have been 3 years above me. So we probably would have seen each other at the training session then. Because I'm 26. Were you? Did you play juniors there, or? Because trying to think who was in that batch. Because I think, no, I don't think you would have been the same age as like Jacko or or maybe Dutchy, but or maybe you are. I'm not too sure, but no, it wouldn't surprise me now if there's only 3 years difference. We probably would have seen each other at some point.
I'm gonna have to start lifting up my game to get
Well,
to.
yeah, there you go then. So then you're playing cricket for Ringwood in the seniors then? Yeah, I've had a couple of moments where I've been thinking about wanting to go back there, but just got one problem. I'm just not good enough.
I used to play netball when I was a kid too. That was... I had an issue whether I was just using my arm, like I was trying to feel the contact a little bit more, just trying to do what the footy players do, because I've seen them doing it, it's like, oh yeah, I'll
Yeah.
copy that into netball. I used to get pinned for it, I used to get called chicken arms for it. But then I started, then I've got pushed out the way, so I used my backside to really, to try and use my body that way, and I got, and nothing's ever happened. So I don't. I was always good at netball, swimming as well. Used to do swimming when I was a kid. Um, I've always been taught on how to swim in case something never does happen. So I think it's not too bad, but
Mm. Yeah, this boss is kicking my ass right now.
there we go. My control went flat.
Oh, okay.
I hate that.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I've still got 2 bars left, so I'm all good.
Nah, if it wasn't for my control going flat, would have been alright. What's the time?
9:28.
Need to stop fouling. Oh. I don't know if she is or not.
I think I'm a part of the people in the chat too, because I've got your stream on just so I know what's like going on and stuff. So there'll only be one other person.
Yeah, I really don't know with her. Alright. Probably stalking other YouTubers, probably. Well, Cody's not a mod. So I had to remove her as a mod to see if it was her. Um, nah, sweet man.
Yeah, I'm just playing some PS5 at the moment personally myself, just in the background.
That was a good cut. Bella, if you're in the chat, comment.
Well, if people are in the chat,
Now, Tom was asking if Bella's in the chat. So,
yeah, alright. Yeah, because if Tom's still here, there'll be me and somebody else in the chat, because there's 3 people watching.
excuse me. I think I might end it soon, I think. I think after this game.
Well, my views in the last 48 hours has gone up to 36. It's pretty good going. The stream got to 33, so I'm actually happy with that. To be completely honest.
You should be.
Yeah.
I think it's
So I
great
reckon,
content for you as well.
yeah, because it's what's it called? Because I've been doing probably about 3 videos a week, and if I can get around that 33, 34 mark, that's 100 videos a week. Oh, sorry, 100 views a week. So it's a good starting point.
Oh, it is. 68. Need to get one more. $70 points and a foul. Sweet. My streams for this FIFA was 57 views, so it's not too bad. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to trade period.
What was that?
Don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to trade period.
Yeah, no, hopefully, yeah, like if we get the players that we're rumored to get, um, I'm very confident we'll have a very good season next year. And then my only concern going into next year is, um, if everybody is going to, buy into McRae's system, and history shows there's always a couple that don't.
Yep.
Um, but I'm sure within the next year we'll find out who those players are.
I think the first trade will be Marvick to Gold Coast. Yeah, I think that could be interesting. I don't think they'll get too much for him with Richmond. He's not really a...
I thought Cho was a free agent. Am I wrong on that?
I think he may have been.
Because there was something about if Cho goes, Richmond wanted to then make a trade because if... Oh, was it Robbie Tarrant? If Robbie Tarrant went to Richmond, they then wouldn't get compensation for Cho.
I think
So Cho will probably go to the Suns.
Unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, yeah, but if a team loses a player through free agency but then gets a free agent, the compensation pick doesn't then happen.
Yeah, I don't...
Because you get a compensation pick if the team if a player goes, you get a compensation pick, which yeah, but if you replace it with a free agent player through free agency, then that counts as that replacement thing. So players, or sorry, the teams would rather trade the lowest pick and then keep the compensation because the compensation is like pick. It'd be
Yeah,
like a
that's
second
it.
round pick, which is pretty valuable. Which is why maybe someone like a Thomas might be good to just say to Thomas like, hey, can you like ask for as much as I would hate for him to leave because I actually do like him as a player and think he's very underappreciated. Just to say to him like, hey, can you sign with say Gold Coast Suns or something and
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, because just that alone we could probably get like probably a pick 30 maybe.
Josh Thomas is an unrestricted free agent, Tom.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to...
Well, even then, a third round pick is probably about. If we traded Thomas, we'd probably get a third round pick anyway. I think it also depends how much Gold Coast sign him up for as well too. Because the other thing I think that gets taken into consideration is how much money he's on. That's why I think what was it when Frawley went somewhere to Hawthorn, I think it was Melbourne got something like pick 2 or something. But that's because when Frawley was at Melbourne. He was being paid like 800k like a year for like 5-6 years or something.
Yeah.
So that's why people like why Melbourne getting picked 2 out of all picks, and that was why because Melbourne were paying him I think it was like something like anywhere between 6 to 800,000 a year, and because they had done it over a long period of time, it had value. Yeah, it's like a rule or something like that. Like it depends on like how much the players got paid as well, which goes into it too.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna try and watch as much as the trade radio as much as possible.
I wouldn't recommend it personally because they're just going to be regurgitating the same stuff. Once it gets to about day 4, day 5, watch them just repeat the same stuff over and over again.
Because I've always been watching it. just so I know exactly what's going on, who we're going to pick up. Like, that's...
Yeah, but am I correct in saying, regardless of what happens, even though he's unrestricted, we still get a compensation pick, correct?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah, I think we still get a pick. Obviously, we just don't know with what pick it is. Has Thomas ever been? You wouldn't think he's been paid a lot. Um,
Because we stuck with him, like, through the drug saga.
yeah, there's that too. So he would have had lesser contracts as well. Personally, like I wouldn't be against him leaving because he's just going to be playing VFL the majority of the year unless we have serious injuries. I'd rather have a kid take his place and start again, to be honest. The only thing I could see him leaving a hole in is maybe a little bit of like that experienced player, but I think we should be fine with the players we have.
That's why I think his experience in that forward line can help
But that's really the only thing he's
McCreary.
got for him at this point. As much as I like him and as much as I really rate him, that's really all he's got at this point.
Yeah.
Like that's his
'Cause
only sort of like bargaining power that he has over, having value, I guess.
do you trust someone like McCreary or Ollie Henry to really take that mantle?
Yeah, Ollie Henry, country mile. Because that's the thing. Like you look at, let me bring up the document again. I'd pick him over Ollie Henry. I'd pick him over if we're playing Nick Dacos half four. I'm picking him over him. I think he's far and above. I think Stengel is far and above better than him. Elliott's far and above better than him. Even guys I've got in the VFL like Bo's better. Trent Bianco, I would probably have him over Thomas only because Bianco's got more of a future and he's younger. But they're probably about tied at the moment. Jack Ginnivan, depends on where you want to play Thomas. If you want a genuine forward, Ginnivan's probably better. But as a midfielder, maybe Thomas might have the edge, but
No, shit, yeah, like 100% agree. Like,
yeah.
my worry is, and I'm scared of this, is I don't know if Ollie, Bo, and Jack Ginnivan is ready to take that next step.
Well, that's why you got Tyson, Stengel, and then if we pick up what's his name, Cameron as well.
If we get Tyson Stengel, yeah, I
Jack
tend to. Yeah, I think with Tyson Stengel, I think you can afford to let Josh Thomas go with that. But having said that, if we get him in the mid-season draft or in the rookie draft or whatever the case is,
Yeah, but even with the compensation picks, like you'd be every time they come out in terms of what picks they are, like even if it's a third, like I don't think that there's ever really been a conversation pick that's been less than a mid third round, and that's like for like people that have like that's like either kids or people that have only got a couple years left. So I think with Thomas, I reckon we might be able to get a second rounder out of him if he goes through free agency. So it might be better to lose him through free agency than to probably keep him. To be fair, because as I said before, like I'll again list them. I'll say the numbers. So you got Ollie, which is 1, Dacos 2, Elliott, Stengel. You're already at 4 there. You got Bo at 5, Ginnivan at 6. Especially if we're talking forward line. Bianco probably would beat him in just because he's the younger Bobby version of that same spot, so what's that, 6 or 7?
can I be honest?
Yeah.
I would, if you gave me a choice on who to get rid of out of Sire or Thomas, I say Sire. Because
Oh
Josh,
yeah, but Sai's already gone. In my eyes, he's already gone. But I think does Sai have a contract though? I don't think he does.
don't think
I
so.
think,
Tom, does Brainstar has a contract or is he?
look at that. No, he doesn't have a contract. It says he contracted till 2021.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, he's out of contract, so. Yeah, cheers, thanks, Sean. You've been a legend, man.
Yeah, so he's yeah, out of contract. 23 years old too. So surely someone's got to come in and say, "Hey, we'll take him for." I mean, is there a way where we could get him for a second round somewhere?
You hope so. He's better than the third round.
Yeah, like in terms of his, if he pulls his finger out of his ass, like he's definitely worth like a second round. But that's his problem. Is he going to pull his finger out of his ass?
Oh, who knows? He just pisses me off to the point where, fuck, he's a bit like, love him as a player, but I just think now it comes down to whether or not he can be trusted as well. Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, he could, like that's the thing that can be the difference between Fly and Bucks is that he clearly was going to be unsuccessful under Bucks, but if he's going to have more, if he was going to have more success under either Fly or Bucks, clearly Fly would be the better choice. I don't know, but it's like just even from a player point of view, from a likable point of view, you just really had enough of him at that point. Like,
I don't think he takes it that seriously. I'm pretty sure he does. But to me, on the outside looking
I know he plays hard. Like, it's not like he doesn't give a lack of effort on the field. It's the it's all the off-field stuff. I think the going to play that basketball game and just turning up to training and he's looking like literally like a 25-year-old Eshe. Like it's just he's probably been doing it for so long now, where it's just a part of him now.
yeah, I think that's the problem. It just pisses me off as a player. Like he really does. Like, oh, nice
I
input
have a player
forwards.
who's not too bad. It's just his off-field stuff. It's just a bit.
I did defend him when it came down to it, but having said
Well,
that,
every
like,
player like that deserves a chance, especially if you're pulling. If you're pulling, the disposals he gets in the VFL every week. he's obviously got talent, so you pursue it for a bit of time. But he's been there what 5? He's 23, so he's been there what 5 years now,
Yeah.
and it's just like you'd rather give a chance to someone like a Bianco over him, you know?
Oh, you sure do. Yeah. I reckon Rupert Wills from stiff to get delisted. Yeah, how did you feel about Rupert Wills getting delisted?
Yeah, he was probably stiff. In hindsight now, you'd rather have Wills over. Well, how old was Wills? He had a bit of age to him, didn't
He was
he?
youngish.
The big group. He's 28 years old now. He'll be 29 in May. So, in hindsight, he would have had another 4 years. I mean,
Pretty
if
much.
McRae had American McRae could have turned him into something, and given hindsight now, Sears in, he probably would take Wills over Sears now, but yeah, I mean, it's also done as well. I mean, you can't do anything
Because
about
Rupert
that.
Wills was a bull.
Yeah.
He was a tackling machine. Um, but maybe the club thought, oh, he just hasn't
What number
performed.
was Wills?
33.
That's right. So I was just trying to think, like, I can't remember what number he was.
He used to play a few games as well. I do remember that part.
What was the year where he played and like he played like towards like the back end and he played like really what like he looked like as if he was like he was the mainstay in our side.
2018, I'm pretty sure. I think that's
Was
what
it?
he's done. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is that Tom, when it comes to that, it's at the time it was obviously a 50-50 call and they probably went with Sia probably just due to the lack of age because they were pretty similar. Um,
Yeah, well, that's it, I think, as
yeah.
well. I think that's some of the problem with some of our players as well. Because we got who do we have out of our contract next year? Moore and Tagore.
There's a few. Um,
bummer. Maynard, Sidebottom. Yeah, I think we'll keep Maynard.
In what context is it like who we would rather pick over or?
Maynard's out of contract and Sidebottom for next season, as well as Moore and DeGoey.
Yeah, I mean I'd co-sign both of them to be honest.
I keep.
You definitely keep Maynard,
Yeah, you.
and
Oh,
then you
yeah.
let and then you let Sidebottom choose because he's earned that right.
Yeah.
But I really do think that Sidebottom will come out and he'll surprise a lot of people and he'll get back to his 2018, well not 2018 best, but he'll look like his 2018 self, but just not as not as much input as 2018 if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think he will bounce back. I'm a bit worried with him. Like, I think COVID affected you as well. Um, Making a tough decision to go back home as well. Obviously, when his partner's got a kid as well, that takes a lot of.
Yeah, but when that happened, I mean that was his season was already done at that point. I mean, it wasn't like he was gonna. It's not like we were gonna really do much anyway.
Because we still made finals too. I reckon
Yeah.
it would have probably be better than being 8th, but again, like,
I'm telling you now, if he continued on and he played, he would have been so shitty with himself later on in life. Because, like, yeah, footy is amazing and we always love our footy, but, you know,
at the end of
sometimes
the day,
things like,
family comes first.
yeah.
And on the back ice.
No.
I'm back. Now I'm gonna finish off this training session, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Because I've got work tomorrow, unfortunately. So,
Finally defeated that boss.
that's good.
Mm. It took me like 2 hours.
Jesus, man, I start at 8:15 tomorrow. All 4 people in the chat. Sweet. If I do stream tomorrow, I might stream on Twitch.
Yeah. Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because I might do the afternoon stuff then. And then when the afternoon stuff's done, when you get back, then you can take over.
Yeah, I finished at 4:15.
Oh no, that's probably more than enough time for me.
If I do stream, I don't know if I will or not.
Yeah, all I know is I can't do Wednesday.
No, Wednesdays I'm watching a thing.
You're watching what?
Their episode with Swoop Luke and Lockie.
Yeah, that only starts at what, 7 o'clock, would it?
Probably. I might try and do some, what do you call it? Might do a couple of videos as well.
Yeah. Because I was only saying Wednesday, because I've got a shift on Wednesday.
I'm not too sure, Tom. I don't...
Normally they start around 7.
Yeah, around about 7:30.
Yeah. All I'll do is I'd just recommend just to stay on Twitter, and even if you turn on the bell for on the Twitter accounts and stuff, so when they tweet, you get notified. That's the way I do it. So I make sure I'm always up to date with whatever they're doing or saying. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to keep up, that's for sure. But yeah, if I had to take a guess, I'd say, yeah, normally nothing earlier than 7. And then if it's not 7, it'll be 7:30.
I'm just hoping I don't have dinner late. Because normally, like, I have dinner about 7-ish. I'm gonna try and do a couple of videos out too tomorrow. Hopefully, if I can.
Yeah, I might redo my best 22 video again. Because I just can't be stuffed editing it. Because it's an hour and 40 minutes worth of footage.
With that, you can always do a premiere video of it too.
Yeah, I'll probably do a premiere video of it as well, but I just can't be stuck doing all the edits.
I'm in the same boat.
Because, yeah, especially when it's an hour and 40 minutes and all it is just two teams in the lineups. When I could just do it in such a more simpler way. And now that I know exactly where the players I want to put are going to be, um, it should. Even I'm I'm certain that I would have easily edited about an hour of it out of like an hour of it out of the video, so it would have at least have been 40 minutes. But because there was a lot of what's it called? There was a lot of comments that were made that I then like screwed up on. So then I went back to the start, and then there was a bunch of interruptions as well too. So then I had to restart what I said. So there's at least an hour to cut out of it, but now that I know like what to say, who's in what spot, probably
Well,
would have
that's
done it in
it.
20
Like,
minutes, I reckon.
it's not gonna make a. To me, I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference. Um,
Yeah.
sometimes you can
As
stuff it
long as
up
I
as
just
well.
mention it and just go, yeah, this is my thoughts and this is the thing. Even though, even though in the last few days I've probably just like spoiled the whole video anyway. Like if you've heard all my comments in the last 3 or 4 days, you probably know exactly where everybody is.
As well. But
Mm,
I think, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting either way. Who's our best 22 is going to be.
yeah.
Like, I know I'm going to make Collingwood content with the women's as well. And I'll try and get as much as that done as possible. But, yeah, it's just. I got to go through my season predictions as well and go through where I had the teams because I know if I got Brisbane right, I had North Melbourne about 17th to possibly 18th in Adelaide. Wasn't expecting Carlton to fall away like they did as well. So I'll just check out my stream and I lost a sub. I've lost 2 subs today. Don't know why.
Have
Yeah.
Well, you're on 128 today.
I was on 127 and then all of a sudden I dropped.
Yeah, you've only lost one. You haven't lost two. Oh, watch time's gone up 164%. That's good. Good, just under 3 hours of watch time today.
I'll check out your ones as well.
What, the previous live stream?
Yeah, this was going to check on that. Whoa, you
What
got
for the
30
views?
views already.
Yeah.
24. Well, the rest sound pretty good.
It's saying here I've got 33 though, so I don't know if YouTube Studio updates it. Has a early, more current version of it, but yeah.
I think it should. See, he's messaged me. Oh. Okay, so she's possibly going to... Bella's probably going to bed. Who messaged me on Insta? Oh.
At least you got 5 people in the chat now.
Yeah, I think it's good. Look guys, if... Probably might need to end it soon anyway, considering I've got to get up for work. Check out Ultimate Greatness YouTube channel. Does great content. Highly recommend. Don't forget to subscribe to me if you haven't. I've got more content coming up as well. Like I've got more AFL content and naturally VFL content as well. I'm not too sure, Tom, but yeah, it doesn't tell me who's in the chart unless if they comment on it. So I think with that as well. So source is saying here Robbie Gray and Riley Bonner have re-signed at Port Adelaide as well. Tim O'Brien has interest from Port Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs. And Mac Andrew will go top 5 in the draft, likely to GWS, Matt Riddell. And this AFL has given the Gold Coast Suns pick 19 this year's AFL draft as well. And St Kilda have told teams they want to more draft picks, so that's good. And Melbourne have delisted Vandenberg, Nietzsche, Lockhart and Brackett, and Essendon have shown interest in Ben Long, which is good. Carlton have interest in wingman Jared Brenda. So
Who was that? Which team?
Carlton have interest in Jared Brenda.
Yeah, well there was rumours that they were linked to, who's the dude from Giants? Icardi. He was apparently, there was rumours where he was linked to Carlton as well, so if Carlton wanted forward, that kind of makes sense. But then again, why would you want to go to Carlton?
No, that's it.
Because also as well, if you, like, because also wasn't he tipped to go to Geelong? Because that was some of the rumours that I was hearing a couple of days ago, or however long it was ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was actually what I was just about to ask Tom. Is it Aaron Vandenberg?
I think so.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a fairly solid contributor a couple of years ago with Melbourne. He could be a good pickup. Because for memory, he was sort of like sort of like a Jared Blair type, like a small sort of midfielder that would go, like, or like a Josh Thomas where he sort of goes in between both the midfield and the forward line, so maybe play like half forward maybe.
Yeah, potentially, I think as well.
But I know his name kept popping up like 2 years ago, so he wouldn't be the worst choice to get.
What about Josh Caddy? Yeah, no. I think
No,
he's a bit too
no.
old now.
Um, yeah, he's at that. Yeah, he doesn't fit the age bracket, and unless if you can see him doing well straight away, there's no point getting him. And there's no
What about Melcham from Melbourne? Ooh,
no,
no.
not really. Um, well, I guess it depends on the list number. I mean, if you get them for free, basically, or for not much at all, how surely Melcham's like 30 because he's been in the competition for ages. He's 30, so
No. You might as well just keep him out Melbourne in that case.
yeah, because with all the players that we're getting at the moment, we're already looking at if one goes in, what one has to then go out, and there's not really many more that we want to take out. So if you bring in someone in, they've got to um, they've got to either be semi or in that bracket where they're just ready to go, or they're seasoned and they're really ready to go. Where I think Malcolm was a bit of a question mark because can you guarantee he's going to make a difference? Even if we say make finals, is he going to make a difference in finals? Personally, I don't think he will, but that's just my take on it, I guess. But Malcolm it feels like he's been in the league for like 20 years.
Yeah, I think he's been that type as well.
Like I know if he's 30, he's probably only been here for 12, but like it just feels like he's been here for like 20, 30 years. It's like because I don't know if people remember when he used to play footy at Essendon.
He was a good player too. That's what I do remember.
Yeah, it's just that when you're at that age, like you have to do so much at that point, and there's not really you can't have many feet out of place because
No,
like everything has to go right for you, and it would be such a gamble to like get someone like that. So
it
I don't know,
is.
maybe he could go back to Essendon and
No, I don't think he
maybe
will.
Essendon.
I think
You don't reckon?
what happened, yeah. I think what happened at Essendon scarred him.
So
I
you
don't,
reckon Melksham wouldn't go back to Essendon?
no, I wouldn't.
But yeah, but do you reckon Essendon will take him then?
No, I don't think they will. To be honest.
Mm. If they got a free spot, I guess why not? But yeah,
I think the
that's the
more,
thing. It's very rare things like that have a happy ending. Obviously, I mean, we've been burnt in recent times with all that stuff with teams and the like of those types.
and that's what
The only one I
happens.
can think of that worked out well was probably Tarrant. We only
Yeah,
had Tarrant for about 3 years.
maybe Gold Coast or Adelaide, potentially. I think Gold Coast would be better fit for experience wise. Melcham in the midfield for a couple of years would help. But other than that time, yeah, I'm not. Potentially Gold Coast. Adelaide, I don't think they will go for someone like him. But certainly we'll have to wait and see. Oh, I do love Melton. I respect him dearly for it, but oh, I think Hawthorn will go through the full rebuild. I think, to be honest. Alright guys, I'm just gonna end it. I think nearly 3 hours. I've got to get up for work. So yeah, check out Ultimate Greatness YouTube channel. Like, big shout out to him. And also check me out. Check Swoop Luke and Magpie Season as well. Great channels, really great channels, and I recommend it. Like, I love watching back these videos as well. I love going on there and talking about Collingwood and all the rest as well. But the reason why I haven't done a Josh Caddy video is because I haven't heard, like, I only heard on that we are interested in him, but, or he's interested in us.
I don't think there's anything Collingwood related that he's coming to us.
Yeah, that's it. I think he may want an opportunity to be on the list, because I think the way that footy has been played, it can go past you pretty quickly, as well. So I think that's one thing that will be tough. Neville Jetta has announced his retirement after 159 games over 13 years at the club. Yeah, he's... I mean, that's
well, we actually wanted to get him last season, so that was a bullet dodge then, I guess.
Well, he's a... Yeah, I think that would have been interested, but I'm gonna check up on the trade period to see who we're gonna be rumoured as to get, and I might talk about it or may not. Picks can come and go as well. On top of that,
the only thing that's gonna, for day 2, the only thing that's gonna happen if there's any updates or any breaking news, and normally day 2 is not, it normally doesn't get good till like day 4 or 5.
well, that's it.
And even then, it's like maybe not that good. Like, I reckon once the official first day happens, that's when we'll get official news, and that's when we'll get heartbreak. Actually, how are the Hawks going at the moment? Because Hawks are one of those teams where I'm not really too switched on about.
For those who are interested, I do have my own Discord channel, so if you want to join up, please, join. I'll put it in the link in the chat for everyone that wants that is interested. Copy link, and now but that's where I'll try and post some videos up as well, on top of that. So I do, you guys will get the announcements, new videos straight away as well. think that's about it. So click on that if you want to join. Other than that, I'm gonna end it. Thank you for the 4 people that's watching it. How many likes do I have at the moment? Oh, 1 like. Come on, guys. We should be liking the stream up as much as possible. I really would appreciate that. 5 in the chat as well on top of that. But thanks, Tom. I appreciate you guys very much. Now, with that, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Thanks, man, for your help. Really appreciate it. Ultimate, and I'll see you guys late. If I don't stream tomorrow, I will be streaming potentially Thursday or Friday night, maybe. Because I'm doing Friday, I've got my carer, so it's not too bad. But other than that, yeah, I got some things to do. I'll show you a pin. I'll pin that as much as possible. But until then, thank you guys, and bye for now.